Oh, I forgot to record.
You forgot to record.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, we can do it again. Hang on. And we are live. Hello, everyone.
We're live. Hello, and we're recording from London to Nottingham.
Yes.
I am Max.
And I am Eric. We are here for you live on this beautiful, overcast Saturday.
We both just looked out of our windows in sync.
Oh.
You're going to watch that video back, and it's like a choreographed dance.
How are you? How was your week?
I've had a good week. Yeah. I've got a really big update for people later. The weather's been a bit trash, but then the last 2 days have been really sunny, and today's a special day. A separate update.
Okay.
I'm glad it's a good day.
Okay.
So I've had a good week overall.
Yeah. That's very, very good.
Yeah. How was your week?
Busy. I'm glad we have the weekend because I have been busy at work. I have been busy outside of work, making moves as always. And yeah, it's just one of those weeks where I'm just glad. It's and then obviously next week I've only got 2 days and I'm going on holiday. So I'm sort of going to be 2 intense days for me. But anyway, that's going to be an update for the week after. So let's not worry about that. We have a good show for you today. We've got a very wholesome show, I think.
I think so.
But first, before we go anywhere, for those viewers that are watching on YouTube, I want to show you something pretty cool. So Shots Fired, we are constantly trying to change things and innovate things and make our lives easier. So as we mentioned before, we edit these videos one for YouTube, one for Spotify. And it can take about a day or a day and a half for me to edit or for Max to edit. So I want to show you guys something pretty cool that we've did. So every time there's a new section now, we can change. We do like a snapshot of what we're talking about. So
a graphic to introduce.
A graphic. There you go. That's a key word right there. For example, if we could talk about current affairs, I'm just going to click this button and I'll be honest with you, the 180 never really gets talked about these days. I think we're pretty much...
I think it's because we're always right.
We are always right. And there are some other graphics there, but we'll share that with you when the time comes. So I think we're gonna do polls.
Yes, I have massive updates on these polls.
Okay, so polls. Okay.
I also you can feel free to edit this bit out of the final cut. Okay. I think you've misspelt literally on that graphic.
Oh.
I think it says latterly.
Hang on, let me go back to
Bring it up again. It's a good thing this isn't live. Good piece of live entertainment. It's okay.
It's okay. It's
the majority of people listen on Spotify to the short version, so you can just edit that.
I might just leave it as for bants if I can't spell.
You're okay.
My own funeral.
There's one in every couple.
Okay. So
speaking of that, gave me a fun idea for a game, which we'll get onto later.
Okay. So polls. This week we only had one poll, which was cheese. Now, Max, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Would you like to buy some cheese?
I would love to buy some cheese.
Some cheese. Cheese, please.
Okay, so for those who weren't in the same cult that we were, we used to work in a cheese and wine shop that sold one type of wine and 12 types of cheeses and 50 billion types of gin and bottle opener and fridge magnet.
And Peaky Blinders merchandise.
And so much. Anyway, we hashed all that out last time, but we decided to basically start World War III and ask people about their favorite type of cheese. The pretty wild responses. I also did this poll in my workplace.
Oh, brave.
when I was on stage door, I had a little whiteboard and I put I just said like, what's the best cheese? And anyone could add any cheese they wanted to this whiteboard. And then everyone else could either vote for that or they could add their own. And then I went down to a final. It was meant to be 3, but then 2 of them tied to a final 4. So, Eric, would you like to take the Instagram results?
Yes,
and I shall do the workplace results.
Yes, please. Yes, please. So some of Instagram results. So we've got Skegford, who's a fan of the show, said smoked cheese. Strong contender.
Strong
contender. A friend called Mariana said Gouda.
Gouda job, Eric.
Yeah. Someone else said, Sarah said goat's cheese.
Sarah
said goat's cheese. One of my good friends, Lee, said a Danish blue.
Yes, correct. I also said blue.
You also said blue. And someone, anonymous user, said American cheese slices. So
anonymous user, eh?
Yes, anonymous user said American cheese slices.
Wow, that anonymous user, it's almost like they have no culture. They clearly never worked in a cheese shop. Selling fine, rich, artisanal cheese.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Well,
and then one more face to face results I got from our long-time listener Anya saying halloumi. Halloumi is one of a choice. So those are the Instagram results. So now onto the, and I think halloumi is quite an underdog because I feel like people when think of cheese, they don't really think of halloumi in my opinion.
Well, I will tell you that 4 people at work said halloumi.
4 people at work. Are those cultured people?
No, they're nice people. They're good people.
They're nice people.
Good working people.
Good working people.
So I will show you on the camera the cheese tally round 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Can you see that at all?
Maybe we zoom out a bit. You might have to read it because it's a bit blurry.
That's all good. I'll send you a picture. We can put it on the gram.
Okay.
So I will just read you the list. Just the sheer volume of cheese. It opened my eyes to how many cheeses were. Every time I was like, oh yeah, that's a cheese. Okay. Burrata, Edam, Comté, strong cheddar, Camembert, Blue, which is just an umbrella term. Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, the stream just died. Cool. Blue, Cheshire, goat's cheese, Parmesan, Gouda, mozzarella, any melted cheese, which I thought was an excellent category, feta, manchego, brie, American cheese, and chili cheese. So there was a lot. Oh, look at that. There it is.
There we go.
For those watching the live stream, you can now see in all its glory the cheese poll. And so we took those results and went to the final, which I'll bring up now. We had the final cheese off, which was between mozzarella, strong cheddar, Camembert, and Blue. And what do you know? Mozzarella, 6 votes. That's fair enough. Strong cheddar, 16 votes.
Wow.
Yes, and then again, Camembert, 20 votes for Camembert. But the runaway winner with 27 votes was Blue. There it is. 1 second. There we go.
So blue cheese is the best cheese is the winner. I mean, we've had from the Instagram polls, blue cheese had 2 votes. So
there you go.
So
I feel though also, although my vote was cast in blue cheese, there's so many different types of blue cheese, and so it did feel a little unfair being like that as an umbrella term, because not all blue cheese is created equal. But some are more equal than others. But so there you have it. The nation's favorite cheese is blue.
And I can tell you now, I've never had a blue cheese. I've never ate blue cheese. So
you're missing out. It's the best cheese.
I think what just puts me off is the fact that it looks a bit, moldy and.
Yeah, but so do I.
I mean, your hair's going pinkish now. There's less red.
Yeah, every time I have a hot shower, some of the red washes out and it goes more pink.
Okay.
So I look like a lollipop at the moment, but I'm not hating it.
Okay.
I'm not hating it.
Yeah. So blue cheese, there we go. Blue cheese shots fired has settled that one. Blue cheese, nation's favorite cheese.
There you go.
Yeah, congratulations to blue cheese. We will send you an award in the post.
We'll send you a gift box made of crackers and other types of cheese.
And chutney that has been touched by
fondled
by the people of Derby.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to shout outs. We've got some lovely shout outs.
Oh, that's the only thing I didn't do is a shout outs clip.
Oh, you didn't do a shout outs clip? That's fine.
Anyway.
Woo, flies in from the left, big word shout outs in red, and then a megaphone and a love heart. Woo, yeah, imagine it. Yeah. Theatre of the mind.
Okay.
You keep turning the screen off and on again.
It's just teething problems, okay?
Yeah,
okay.
He's created all these new graphics. He's given himself so many buttons to push, and now the screen keeps going black.
So shout outs. Do you want to go first? You go first, or is it just me?
Sure. Should we sing a little song?
Okay. Should we shout?
Okay. Yeah. Are you ready? Right. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fran. Happy birthday to you.
I'm sure that works perfectly.
I'm sure I'm going to get some like equalizers and it will sound like an actual song, not like
it's going to sound awful.
Two cats
I'm so
fighting.
Excited. Just constantly cutting in and out.
Yeah. So happy birthday to Fran, who yesterday, it was her birthday yesterday. I went out to dinner with Fran and friends and her brother, which we'll get onto in a moment. Hence why the title of our show today. So we went to a Japanese restaurant. Now, Japanese is great. I love Japanese food. Guess what I had?
Oh, I hope you had like some udon or ramen, maybe teppanyaki, miso soup, something like this. So many great things you could choose from.
Yeah, I would normally have ramen as a main. I would normally do. That's what I have which I'll get onto ramen in a minute. Actually, I've got a bone to pick with Wagamamas.
Okay.
But anyway, for an appetizer, I had gyozas. Gyozas,
yeah.
Gyozas, yeah. I had gyozas for that, and then for a main, I had a fried duck with rice and plum sauce. Which
sounds real good.
As we're now adults, it was a very wholesome birthday. I want to say it was a very wholesome birthday. We went for food, we went for dessert. We came home at a respectable time. There's no more of this party till 4 a.m. anymore. We were just sort of like we're adults now. We're controlled. We're just
civilized.
Civilized. That's the word I'm looking for. So we were sat around the table. It was a circle table. Just drinking some Coca-Cola because we all drive.
Because you're so mature.
Yeah. And we're just saying how it's very interesting how this plum sauce was quite sweet. It was quite overwhelming.
Oh, God. Okay, right. Cool.
So, yeah. So, anyway.
Were you in Wagamama's?
No, this was a Japanese restaurant in Derby called Musha. It's where Friargate is. Like on Derby. It's like round the corner, Friargate. It's quite a nice place. So yeah, it was. Everyone else had like me. I think me, Fran, and Jem had the duck, and which was quite good. And then everyone else had ramen, a beef or vegetable ramen, which again looked really nice. The portion looked quite good. And then
I'm feeling really hungry now. I really want ramen. I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but I really want some ramen.
And then afterwards, we were like, let's get some dessert. Let's get some desserts, guys.
Mochi?
We went, no. We didn't have a dessert from but we went to a Crispus dessert. Crispus desserts? Casper's.
He cannot spell nor read.
We went to Casper's desserts for desserts. Well, I had a Bueno waffle, which was big and waffly and with ice cream. And it was a great evening. I was it
muy bueno?
It was chef's kiss.
Muy. Muy
Muy
bueno.
bueno, yes. And then I was
Nice.
home in bed by 11.
Oh, that sounds great.
So great evening overall. But during the conversation, I spoke to Oliver, who is Fran's brother.
This is a shout out to Fran's brother Oliver.
Shout out to Fran's brother Oliver, who was like, when Fran was driving him to wherever, I think it was to the gym or to Derby, they had our podcast on. They had Shots Fired on in the car. Thank you very much to those people that are listening in the car. I mean, even Fran says that you are a podcast that I listen to whilst I'm at the gym. Another person called Hannah, who I want to do a shout out to, has said that Eric's voice is soothing. So
really,
yes.
lol, such a sleep, eh?
Yes. So
also, like, I love that, and I also love the idea that someone listening to us at the gym is probably the closest I'll ever get to a gym again.
Well,
this Cosy Lives does not account for a gym membership.
Would you not want to go back to the gym? Just a bit of cardio?
I would, but Cosy Lives demands a price. The price must be paid, and that price cannot include a gym membership.
Okay. I don't know.
She's a hard mistress.
What's okay? Who?
The cost of living.
Oh, is that a London term?
No, Cosy Lives is definitely not a London term. It's definitely from more up north.
Am I too rich to understand that joke? Oh,
Bellend.
It's like that horrible histories meme, isn't it? Like,
is this some kind of peasant joke? I'm too rich to understand. Yes.
I've never honestly in my years of being in cost of living crisis, I've never heard of someone causing it Cosy Lives. Never ever.
You don't spend enough time on Tumblr or TikTok.
I don't see Tumblr. I've never been on it. I don't think I have a profile on Tumblr.
Well, that's sad. You're missing out. That's where all the artists are.
And TikTok.
And also, since Reddit's dead, it's a place to be.
And TikTok, I'm always on TikTok, but I look for TikTok for escapism with memes and funny jokes, not to be brought down to reality.
Isn't the bed of all satire and wit knowing your politics though?
Yeah, true. I tried to delete threads after our last conversation.
Yeah, you can't delete it without deleting your whole Instagram profile.
Well, I deleted the profile, so and I deleted the apps. I uninstalled it. Like I shut it down, uninstalled it.
That doesn't delete your data though.
Well, it's too late now. I'm in the algorithm.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting on board with the becoming a herbalist and living in the woods and not being on social media.
Yeah. I mean, I try to limit it, and I only like it's a topic for another day, but yeah, I try to limit it.
Anyway, Oliver. We'll trim that down.
Oliver. So Oliver speaks to me how when he's in the car, he gets really bad car sick to the point where when Fran was with him and listened to our podcast. Sorry.
That is latterly the rudest thing you've ever said.
We've got to keep latterly now.
Okay, brilliant.
Our podcast.
Our podcast,
comrade. That it's helped and it's stopped him being motion sick in the car.
Which I think is all the empirical evidence we need to prove that we are more effective than modern medicine.
Yes.
And Jesus.
Shots Fired beats modern medicine today. And it's really nice to hear because like obviously being travel sick is awful. Like I mean I've definitely had to experience it. But it's good that listening to this now, Ollie, if you are listening, that you are not getting travel sick. You just listen to our nice voices.
We're doing ASMR.
Yeah. Oh, we should do that. You know, like people do that when they
do an ASMR game.
Like I would love to crunch a cucumber to my microphone.
Well, speaking of cucumbers, this is a lovely segue into some domestic domestic bliss. Okay, if you're up for that.
Yeah, hang on.
I feel like we need soothing music for this. So my domestic bliss, I've got a lot of little bits of domestic bliss, but I'll start off with my garden. Because you talk about cucumbers. I harvested 3 cucumbers yesterday.
Amazing stuff.
And thank you. I'll send you a picture of them later on. But they're all sort of as thick as my forearm, but about maybe 6 inches long.
Wow, the big
So
boys.
Stumpy, girthy boys.
Girthy boys.
Yeah. And I said to my friends, does anyone want a cucumber? Because there's only so much cucumber a girl can eat. And they were like, oh, we're going away. It was Sess and Emma. They were like, oh, we're going away. We're going on holiday. I would not want to bereave anyone of a fresh, crispy cucumber. And so I just I put it in the work group chat. And immediately, best girl Polly was like, yep, give me them cucumbers. And no one else was quick. She was seconds went by. And she was like, give me the cucumbers. So I had to take cucumbers to work in a little bag. And then I had to like shove them in her full to bursting locker. And then I just knew, I locked the locker door. I knew that as soon as she opened it, cucumbers were going to spill out onto her face.
Wow.
Because I'm a good friend.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you came last week. You came obviously 2 weeks ago. You came and we did Shots Fired live, and you gave me 2 courgettes.
Yes, very big, juicy courgettes.
I've been calling them aubergines, and they're not aubergines.
Aubergines are purple, Eric.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But you gave me 2 courgettes, and those 2 courgettes have been eaten. I've made a chicken tikka masala curry with them. And then my housemate Daniel has made some kind of chicken mushroom thing with them, but I can't remember what it was. But here they have been eaten. They were delicious, and every single bite I took of them, I always thought of you. So,
thank you.
Thank you very much for putting that time and effort in growing those juicy courgettes in your garden. I was going to call them aubergine, but.
Well, you saved it at the end there. But the thing about having a garden in the summer is that you just have more than you can handle. It's great in a way. So like beans, like runner beans, climbing beans, growing beans, French beans. I've got maybe 5 kilos of beans in my freezer. There are so many beans, which is great because I'll just use them forever. Yeah. And then blueberries. I harvested my first blueberries this week. They're delicious. And it's like the amount that I'm holding would cost me £5 to £6 to buy in a shop. Yeah. And I got it for ostensibly free because I have a tree. My strawberries are coming in, cucumber, courgettes, blueberries. All of my hollyhocks are like almost 2 meters tall now. It's great. Wow. Yeah, they're doing very well. So that's my little bit of garden update. What
else have you got to harvest this year? What else is in the pipeline, do you think? Like in terms of end of the season?
Well, I've got chilies coming. That is my chili plant is doing a second wind. I've moved that inside because it's just been so wet and rainy here that it was starting to drown. So I've moved it inside, and then as soon as I moved it inside, 3 new chilies that are about as long as my finger have just appeared. Wow. Later on, I'll be planting like some winter vegetables, things that will go over winter, the harvest next year. We're moving hopefully next September, so I'll do like a winter thing for this year and then not plant, and maybe something in the summer, but I'll not plant stuff for winter next year. Yeah. And
on a sad note, have anything failed? Has anything failed this year? Has anything not grown to what you should have wanted it to go to? Or
well, I got some foxgloves from my parents that were travelled from Nottinghamshire all the way down to London to be given to me, and they were wonderful for about 2 weeks, and then I think moving them stressed them out, so all the flowers finished really early, but they're still alive. They still have lots of green leaves, some new leaves, but they're just not putting out new flowers. But hopefully next year they'll go crazy. I've also got some foxgloves I've grown from seed that next year will hopefully be good. The snails and slugs have been eating. They completely destroyed my marigolds. You couldn't even tell that I ever planted marigolds now. They've been completely demolished. And I forgot to dig up my daffodil bulbs. I feel like it might be too late now. So I can't use them again for next year. because basically when you have daffodils and stuff like that, or bulbs or tulips, you let them flower. As soon as they die back, cut off the head so they don't produce a seed pod, and then you can dig up the bulbs, dry them out, and use them again next year. I forgot to do that. I say forgot. I willfully didn't do it because I couldn't be bothered, and it rained a bunch.
Yeah.
So those bulbs are probably gone by now, but that's fine. I'll find something else.
Well, congratulations. Hopefully it goes well to the end of the season. We'll get another update next time something exciting happens.
Yes. It's gardening. This is as exciting as it gets.
Well, to be fair, I used to garden back when I lived with my parents, and it was really cool. Like cabbages were great, quite big cabbages. Strawberries were always good. I did plant. I love beetroot. I'm a big lover of beetroot, and we got some good beetroot. Like not.
Have you ever had
big balls, but like just standard
small ones?
Yeah. What'd you say?
But have you ever had a beetroot chocolate cake?
No.
Oh, it is stunning. It's so good.
No.
So you make a chocolate cake, and then you just like either grate beetroot into it like you would a carrot cake or something, or a lemon drizzle, or you can pulp up the beetroot and make it like the jam in the middle, which is, in my opinion, not as strong but still good. And it's a very good earthy flavour. It's really good.
Wow. No,
would recommend.
I mean, carrot cake is one of my favourite cakes ever. So
there you go. I reckon beetroot cake could be up there. Beetroot chocolate cake.
But one thing that always failed me was gardening. One thing that's always failed me was carrots. I never wanted to grow. Like I would get massive leaves, big leaves, and then the tiny, just tiny carrots. So I wanted to be very politically correct. I don't want to use a rude word, but
I mean, it's your podcast. We can do what we want.
Our podcast.
My parents have found exactly the same with carrots. I think that they're a lot of effort for not a lot of reward.
Yeah.
So, but they're like, tomatoes. I forgot about my tomatoes. Huge tomatoes, probably like the size of my fist. They're massive. They're golden tomatoes, and they're in bushels of like 5 or 6 per sort of bushel.
Yeah.
And they're huge.
Yeah.
I've been feeding them like crazy. Like every week they get a good feed, and they get watered multiple times a week, and they've just swollen.
That's good.
So
that's very, very good.
There might be some tomatoes coming your way.
Yeah, I love a tomato. I love it. I don't know about you, but a fresh tomato smells so much different to like a shop tomato. Like every time I go back to Poland, and Poland's a lot of produce is like locally grown and stuff, and you just stick it in your nose, you just smell it, I go, just smell the farm.
I mean, I've got a wonderful image of you, like just with a big clown red nose, just wandering around a shop like this is normal. Like,
just get in there, just get in there and smell the fruit of your labor.
Fruit of your labors.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to see that you give something the bare minimum and it thrives. It's very rewarding.
Wow. So it's very good. So Max.
Yes.
You apparently have a big update.
Yes, I have a very big update. And I didn't tell you about this. I told you that I had a big update, and then I refused to tell you what it was.
And I was like, no, save it. Our friendship currently relies on content, so
that's all we have.
Save it for the content. Right.
As soon as the world stops turning, we stop being friends.
Okay. Wow. Is it? And then you can just join my podcast. Oh, sorry.
Laterally so rude. Well, my first little update is, this is just nice. It's sort of a shout out to my partner, Jafar, Jay, Joseph, whatever you want to call him, because we are celebrating our 3-year anniversary today.
Oh, congratulations.
I mean, thank you. Technically it's 3 years on the 16th, but we both have busy lives, and that's a Wednesday, and that doesn't really work for either of us. So we're celebrating today. Mm-hmm. And after this show, we're going to go to Thorpe Park.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we're going to go on all the rides and eat really crap food and get photos of us on the roller coaster together. And we'll sing lots of songs in the car, and it's just going to be a really good day. Uh-huh. I just know it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
You've got 3 years. You've got a feeling inside. It's going to be a good day.
I'm so excited. Yeah. So love you very much. You'll probably listen to this in like November. So get me something nice for my birthday, I guess.
Have you got Joe anything for the anniversary? Did you get him anything or?
I have, and I know that he's not going to listen to this until after. So I suppose I can say, I purchased him a very expensive new wallet.
Ooh.
It's like embossed. It's like real leather. It's embossed. It's got little fold out flappy things for photos and ID. It's got two little zip things for coins. Lots of room for cards and notes. It's a really nice wallet, and I literally bought it, and I was excited for it to come because it looks really beautiful. Unboxed it to wrap a separate present I put in it, and I was like, I want this wallet. Like, it's a really lovely wallet. And another thing that I got him that I put in the wallet was I got a personalized wallet card of one of my favorite pictures, which is our friend Lewis staring at us in disgust as we share a kiss underneath the London Eye. So we're like having a little kiss, and Lewis is just like, like, looks like he wants to vomit / punch us for our happiness. And I just think it's one of the funniest photos. So I put that in a little card and put that in his wallet.
That is absolutely adorable. That is absolutely adorable. And it's quite funny
and a little card with a pun on as well.
Yeah,
I got a card with a pun.
Yeah.
It's an animal pun, as is tradition.
Tradition, yes. But it's really funny how like you buy things for your partner or for a friend and go, actually, I really want that. Actually.
Well, I mean, these are Joseph's headphones.
Okay.
But they are our headphones, and now they are my headphones. And he's just in denial about the fact that they are my headphones. But I use these every day.
Yeah.
They've been donated to the cause.
Yeah, the Shots Fired cause.
Yeah,
he's our first supporter via Patreon.
He is, yeah, for sure. So that's my little update. My big update: I have a new job. Eric falls off his chair. Oh Jesus!
Congratulations! Thank you. I mean,
Thank you.
This is the first time I hear of it, so massive congratulations. Where, what, why? Tell me, review all on the show.
Okay, so I currently work front of house in a theatre, which is behind the bar. I'm working in the VIP lounge as a waitress, customer service, fake smiles, pretending that I just have a passion for customer service all the way. Because giving people a great theatre experience is what I was put on this planet for. Gross. No, sack that off. So I do love the people there. I do love the people at my current job, but I'm leaving for more hours and better pay and a different role. So I'm now transitioning full-time to the Sondheim Theatre, which is the Les Mis Theatre. It's the theatre that Les Mis has been in for the last bajillion years, or however long it is.
Yes. We walked past
famous
that
theatre.
once.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
And it's one of the, I think it's like one of the first theatres I ever went to in London, because I had to wait till I was 12 or 13 before Mum would let me see Les Mis. And so I was so excited for it. And I saw it I sat next to my grandpa, and it's a really special memory for me. And now the fact that I'm working there full time is crazy. And my job is I am stage door keeper. So it's a security role technically, but it's signing in everyone who comes in, including the cast and the stage management and the managers, CCTV stuff, deliveries, maintenance, scheduling contractors, all this kind of thing. And I don't have to pull pints anymore. I don't have to make another gin and tonic and give it to a rude person anymore. It's great.
And you don't have to walk into walls anymore.
I probably still walk into walls. That will probably still happen. But yeah, so my last day at my current job is on Friday. And it's kind of bittersweet to go, because even though the patrons can sometimes be a bit of a handful, the team is really good. The team's really nice. And I'm sad to leave them behind. And it's also that thing of like, I'm leaving behind friends, and I'm leaving behind the world I know. And I feel like it's something that kind of doesn't get talked about for adults, is that it can actually be kind kind of lonely to change a new job, because you kind of start letting people go, and like people at my work don't know yet. I'm going to tell them on Monday, but I've already started like emotionally packing up. And then in this new place, I won't know anyone. I won't know if there's any good crack.
Yeah.
I'm going in blind. Like I've sat there and done the training online, which was an experience. They had a puppet. Telling me about GDPR.
Innovative.
I will send you the clips, because you will wet yourself with how weird these videos are.
Okay.
And so it's a really weird time of transition. But I think I'm excited. It's starting to feel a bit more real. I've told a couple of people at work, but not like, obviously my supervisors and stuff know, because I've handed in my notice. Yeah. So that's my big update. Having talked all the time about how I want to leave, I'm now actually leaving, and I'm scared about it. Classic Max.
It's someone said to me that if you are scared of something but it's exciting you, then you should do it. And I think that's true about this, because like it is going to be like you want to get more out of it, and you wanted to progress further into your career. And I feel like that is the right step. If something that at your current job wasn't serving you, well, hopefully this is better, going to be better for you and your career. And that's what the matter of the fact is. And going back to the point you said about moving jobs and adults not really knowing and become quite lonely. I agree with you so much with that, because before the current job I had, I worked in a very good team of a lot of people that were, I would say, on the youngish side, but they had some people that were older and more experienced who just fitted so really well into this job. And it's probably one of those teams that I really wish that team would like be everywhere with me, because it was such a good organized team and everyone like just liked each other, and there wasn't a lot of drama and stuff like that.
Was this a Peak Wildlife Park?
No, this was at LabCorp.
And
because there was a bunch of us, and it was about, I don't know, maybe 30 people, and it was like most of them were like sort of my age, and there was the people in leadership were a bit older, and then the managers were like obviously experienced. But it was just such a nice job, and we still sort of keep in touch and communicate with each other through Facebook, or we meet up and go for a drink or some food. So I think that was also like two ways. So like I would say that people that when you move on, as long as you keep in touch with those people, I think it's okay. But obviously in your industry, like, you know, we have issues, you know, meeting to do shots fired because of your schedule. It can be so, you know, I think in episode 4 we spoke about, or episode 3 we spoke about the fact that your schedule doesn't allow you to just have a you know, an everyday normal life like everyone else, a 9 to 5 like I do. And I think that would stop you, you know, interacting with people, because, you know, you say, oh, let's meet up today. Oh, sorry, I'm working, or they're working, or whatever.
I think because with this new job, it's interesting schedule change, because I'll do 1 week of like 9 to 5 almost, and then I'll do 1 week of nights, like 4 till midnight, something like that. And then I do another week of daytime. So actually every other week I might be able to do like adult socializing.
Yeah, which is obviously good.
Which is very different, because for the last, you know, year at least, I've worked nights, and that's when adult socializing happens, because there's school run and there's work and the kids and whatever. So that's going to be exciting. And I'm very intentionally framing things as different does not necessarily mean bad. It will be different, but that can also be good. So I'm like just like trying mentally prepare myself for this. So that's my big update. I've got a new job.
Yeah, and then
start on next Monday.
Next Monday, and it will
next Monday.
The
21st.
21st. Okay, so next Friday is your last day, and 21st is your thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously that will impact your friendship. You said going to socialize, your mental health, because you can socialize, seeing Joe more, stuff like that. So I think it's all positives to you. Will you be working weekends?
Yes. But on 1 week I'd be working evenings. So let's just hope that Shots Fired always happens in the week that I work evenings.
We can always move it, so don't worry.
We can move it.
Yeah.
This is our podcast. We can do what we want.
Our podcast. Well, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. Now tell me all about your domestic bliss.
I think it's a more domestic miss. And I think it's down to what did you call it? Cost of living?
Aussie lives.
I think it's more down to Cosy lives than anything. So last week we went to Wagamama's. Me, myself, Fran, and Jem went to Wagamama's for a quick meal. And in Wagamama's, every time I go to Wagamama's, I order ramen. I think ramen is the best at Wagamama's. I am not a big fan of the katsu curry they have there because I feel like you could make it at home. That's the thing, like that's another point. Going to restaurants, I always like to order something I can't cook at home, like or something I don't have often at home. So it's different. Anyway, and they brought me my ramen. My ramen's here, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now, back before the plague, so the pandemic.
Before the plague.
My ramen at Wagamama's was full of vegetables. This is just a chicken ramen. Was full of vegetables, full of noodles, and chicken. It was quite colourful in its presentation. And what do I get this time, Max? What do I get? This beige, sad noodle chicken soup. Basically, I was unimpressed. I looked at it and I was like, "What's happened?" Cosy lives. Yeah,
Cosy lives. You got it. Yeah.
Has changed the way ramen is. Ramen at Wagamama's is made. I feel like they're cutting costs by not giving me vegetables in there, and I was just a bit sad. That was my domestic miss, and I don't know if it's the same for you. If you've gone to like other places, and the quality and the amount of food you get has decreased because of that. But that is my sort of take on it.
But are we sure that it's the Cosy lives, or did you just get a bad chef? Like, did everyone else's ramen look crap, like around the whole restaurant, or was it just like, oh, this chef just doesn't care?
Well, I don't know that because like Fran and Jem had katsu curries, and then I didn't really go around everyone's table. Go look, have a look at. Can I look at your ramen? Yeah. So
did you send it back? Did you send it back?
No. Because I'm not the person that does that. Like I'm the person that will just. Oh yeah. There was funny story. So there was one time I was at a restaurant with a friend. It was the Weatherspoons. I say a restaurant.
Restaurant. You can't do restaurants dirty like that by putting Weatherspoons in the restaurant category.
What do I call Weatherspoons then?
Just you just call it spoons.
But no,
it's its own species.
Okay.
Because you've got restaurants, you've got cafes, you've got spoons.
Okay, so I went to a Weatherspoons with a friend, and I ordered a burger. I was at an Empire State burger. I think it's called. It came in, and it was cold. It was freezing cold. Like it wasn't like, oh, it's got ice on it. It was just cold inside. And me being the person that I am, I was going to just take it and eat it. I was just going to eat it. But my friend was like, no, you are not eating that. And they got a waiter back. The waiter was like, look at it. It's cold. They took it back, sent it back, and I got a brand new burger. So yeah, I'm
saying you got a brand new burger. They put that thing back in the microwave for 30 seconds and sent it back out to you.
I mean, they didn't because I cut it open in half, and I got a brand new burger.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
It wasn't the same one, but yeah, if I didn't cut it, they probably would have done that. And yeah, so I'm a person that I would just whatever I get given, I would just take, and I just don't complain.
No, I'm someone that sends things back. Particularly because London is so expensive. I'm like, I've paid £16 for this, let's say, burger. Like, if it's not right, I'm not going to eat it. Like, I'll be that guy. If it's like, it also depends on the place. If I'm in like a small family-owned business, the way I send things back, I'll be like, I'm so sorry. I really don't want to be that guy. but I've actually been given the wrong thing, or I think I'm missing a part of my meal. If it was just like, I can't think of a reason. Hold on. If it was like just not my order or was missing something. So if my ramen had turned up without any vegetables in, I'd have sent that back. For sure. If it was like, oh, I didn't get many vegetables, or I'm missing, I didn't get much chicken, or maybe it's a little on the cold side, I'd be like, whatever.
But I feel like the small family-owned businesses, I don't know if it's true or not, I don't know if you've had experience, are very careful and very much take care of the food they cook, how they present, and how they send out. Whereas big corporations like Wagamama's, Nando's, I don't know, TGI's, whatever, they are just so high for output that they just send wherever it comes. I think that I don't know. I don't know if that's the experience you've had.
I think you're right. But I feel like if I had to send something back in Wagamama's, I would not feel bad about it.
Yeah, because they're a corporation.
Yeah, and I'd still be polite. I'm not going to be an asshole about it. But I'd just be like, oh, I'm just letting you know, like I just want to send this back because it's missing components of my food, and I've paid for what I'd probably be a bit more firm because I know that like a chain like that, they somehow, like, I don't trust them to be as good and to have as much sort of like care about my value for money. Yeah. So I'd be a bit more firm, like either refund me and I'll eat it, or like make it again and then we're all good. Like I'd probably be a bit more firm. Oh, yeah. Whereas if I was going to like a small independent family-owned Italian place, which is an amazing one in Soho, like I went there and they gave me like a spinach ravioli instead of a chicken ravioli, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I ordered a different one. Is it possible to get it changed? And they were really apologetic. They offered me a refund and a remade meal, and I was like, no, just the remade food is fine. Like, whatever. Because
at the end of the day, like a Wagamama's or like the big ones, Nando's, they have such a brand and they have such like advertisement that they don't really care what Max really thinks of their food, because Eric will come anyway. Whereas small businesses, they rely on word of mouth. Like you just told me, there's a good one in Soho, and then I might then go and say, oh, a friend recommended. They rely on recommendations, or rely on more of a smaller sort of advertising sort of budget. So I get that. I really do get that.
It's this little Italian pasta place is called Lina Stores or Lina Stores. It's very good. My friend Zoe from D&D took me there. It's very good.
I will go there next time I'm in London.
For sure. Should we talk about current affairs?
We will, but we do have a comment.
Oh, we do?
We have one person commenting. So Anya has said, we all know it's actually your podcast, Max.
Oh, thank you, Anya. I mean, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to embarrass him like that, but thank you, darling.
It's
miss you terribly.
It's our podcast, our.
Yes, comrade.
Right. Next thing we're going to go on to. Can I quickly touch on current affairs? Quickly touch on it.
Yes.
Right. Let me change. There is a jingle behind that. You know that.
Is there?
Yeah. So there is a jingle.
Oh,
I think in the recording you will play it like in the recording.
Okay, so, I can't hear that. So
I can't.
Sorry, I talked over. Okay, you have no excuse.
Oh, okay. So current marriages. So shots fired.
Current marriages.
Current affairs.
Current marriages, but none of the ones that we're having affairs.
Big shout out and big good luck to the women's England football team who are playing against Colombia today at the World Cup in Australia.
Big up Lionesses.
Big up the Lionesses. They're playing so well. I say so well. Debatable who you speak to. The last game they won on penalties, and just
the last game was awful. The first game against China, we smashed them into the ground 6-1. Would have been 7-1, but that last goal was offside. But the game against Nigeria was a dirty, scrappy game. They were off their game. Yeah. They were not doing well.
And that red card by
Lauren James.
Lauren James. That's I knew it was. I mean, it was. It was very much a bit of a unnecessary sort of play, wasn't it? Like
so basically, they smashed China into the ground. Sorry, China. And I think they just got completely complacent because they were like, "Oh, Nigeria, they're like ranked 40th in the world or something. This will be a breeze." And so they just didn't try, and then Nigeria showed up, and then they suddenly had to go on the defensive. There was a lot of fouls from both sides, though, like double figures both sides. I think it was 12 fouls from the Lionesses and something like 18 fouls from the Nigerian team. It was a dirty game, scrappy game. The fact that the England team had to win on penalties, how embarrassing for them. And one of their like best goal scorers did a horrible red card. Against Michelle Alozie, I think her name is. Michelle Alozie, where they were getting a bit frustrated because they couldn't score any goals because they were in a bit in pieces. And there was a tackle, and Lauren James like stamped on Alozie's spine.
Yeah.
Instead of stepping over Alozie, she stood with studded boots.
Yeah.
Like you see in this video, you see the studs like sink into Alozie's flesh. Like she stood on her back, and Alozie's rightfully very angry about this. And it went to the VAR. It went to like the virtual referee to prove that it had. She was given a yellow card, but then it went to the virtual ref, and it went straight up to red. And now Lauren James won't be playing in the quarterfinals today.
Yeah, quarterfinals or semi-finals. In fact, I've actually got
she got banned from twice.
2-match ban. It was going to be free, so she was going to be nearly out of the whole tournament until the final. Yeah. But if England are successful against Colombia and successful against the semi-final lists, then she might come back for the final. I mean, yeah, it was unnecessary, and I feel like what we have to always remember that these are role models for a lot of people. That for a lot of girls that are watching, and like behavior like that is not tolerable. So, you know, 2-match ban is I think it's quite fair. I think 2-match ban is fair, and I just wish today, because Lauren James is a big player for the England in England side, and I just hope that today that Colombia and England can have a fair, good game of football. So we'll see. But anyway, the match is today at 11 a.m. So if you're listening to this late, well, we don't know what the score is, but it is going to be today at 11 a.m. I can give you a quick update now. I can give you a quick update about the first
I mean, it starts at 11, doesn't it?
Yeah, but there was one at 8:30. We had we had Australia versus France, and it's currently Australia versus France. It's currently 0-0, and it's gone to penalties. So we're currently at penalties for Australia. So we'll bring you an update. That I mean, I don't know why I'm doing this, because what you're going to be probably listening to this 4 or 5 days after it's happened. So you know the scores anyway. But so that is current affairs for this week. Good luck, England.
Good luck, England, and play better.
Play better.
Do better. Thanks, girls. Right. Should we? This has been a really whistle-stop show. I mean, should we do the positive and uplifting?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Get out of here so I can go to a theme park.
Exactly, yeah. So, positive uplifting. Do you know what? I've not had a positive and an uplifting until seconds before starting the show.
Oh.
So I was like, it's been a very, very quite a busy week for me, and I've had a lot on my mind, so I've not really had anything to like look at and to go, that's pretty cool, that's not pretty cool. However, literally I was just scrolling BBC News to find some good news. Who would scroll the BBC News to find good news?
That's the bottom of the barrel there, babe.
So just scraping the bottom of the barrel of the news barrel. Scraping that. And I have found it, and it's really funny. I found it in my backyard.
Oh.
So,
okay.
It's been announced that there is a Benelese viaduct in Ilkeston, where I live. And it's probably one of my favorite walks to walk down, because it's a viaduct. It's quite high. It's been shut for 54 years, and until the council reopened it last year. And it's one of those really much like unknowns of like Derbyshire that people don't really know it's there. It's like it's people from a distance think it's like a derelict structure that is just standing there, but actually you can walk on it, walk up it. It's used to be an old railway bridge, basically going through the valley, but now it's a lovely walking track. But you can walk over it, you can go to the other canal. Anyway, the Brookstoke Borough Council announced that they plan to build a visitor centre there for people to come and have a look and have a look at why the bridge was important. It is a grade 2 listed building, and it was opened in 1877 for the railways, and then closed in 1968. But it's such a nice little walk that people can walk through, and I like how the BBC News put it as a giant iron structure between Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire. It's 430 meters tall, and you can see quite a lot of nice views. So yeah, it's literally 5 minutes away from me, and it's one of the hidden gems of Ilkeston.
So what does it? So it's being remade, or
no? So the structure's there, and it's been like redone last year, and it opened last year, so people can go up it, like to the top of it, like and walk across this 438-meter bridge, and then and basically cut across a field to another canal. But now the council have decided that they're going to build a visitor centre there, so that people can learn more about the history of it. Victorian Industrial Revolution, about why it was important for transport, because it was a railway bridge for transporting people and materials across things. So I think it's going to be quite a good and nice thing for the local economy and local people to go and see, and it would just attract visitors. So that's my really good news, because I do like the little walk, and it's going to be improved. So I do like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website now. They're going to have a little conservation area as well around the structure.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think it's 430 meters tall. I think it's 430 meters long.
Wow.
Because 430 meters tall is incredibly tall for a bridge.
Oh.
No wonder there's great views. Like, how many feet is that?
1,410 feet. Yeah, it's
1,500 foot off the ground.
So I can't spell, I can't read,
I can't count.
And my spatial I think things are bigger than they are.
Is spatial awareness small or far away?
Oh God, today is not my day.
But no, it is just 430 meters long. You are absolutely correct about that. But no, it looks very. Looking at the pictures around it, it looks very pretty, and that's so nice. Like a local area of interest is getting some love. The Iron Giant. Yeah. It will host a Nature and Wildlife Day. Lovely. That's nice.
It's near it's around it. There's like a farm which you can loads of cows and horses in the summer, and then to the back of it is like an old dirt track, which I think used to be like a quarry or something. But now the youth just ride their dirt bikes on it. So it'll be quite good to have it redone, and it'll be quite good, and it's going to be quite nice. Like I said, I've been there a couple of times, and it is lovely. So yeah, that's my uplifting news. What about you?
Oh, and also a fun fact about the Benelli Viaduct. D.H. Lawrence was a fan of the viaduct.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Isn't that nice? My positive and uplifting. So you know how we talk a lot about AI, and the writer's strike and everything. Every day. Somebody at work was like, well, if it's so terrible, how is it illegal? How has it been allowed to exist? Like, is this just another soulless capitalist venture that's just going to make everything worse? And I was like, no. AI can be fantastic. And I set out to find a story to prove this, and I have found a cracker. So this is a story of Gert Janoskom, and he had a really terrible motorcycle accident about 5 years ago. And he was paralyzed from the waist down, and he also had lack of very bad movement in his fingers. And so, completely life-changing. But through AI, he's walking again. He's also started to neurologically recover.
Wow.
His brain is building new pathways in the areas that it got damaged. So the way this worked was they had a brain implant and a spine implant, and implants sort of up and down his legs, around the joints and along the nerve roots. And they used an AI learning model to, when they stimulated artificially electronic impulses down his legs to make it move artificially. He had no control over it, but a machine was making his leg like wiggle his toes or bend his knee or whatever. And an AI learning model would map out the parts of his brain that lit up in response to this stimulus. It then created like an algorithm, and these implants were Bluetooth connected to each other and to an external computer.
Wow.
And so with these implants, and once this AI learning model had done its stuff, he wouldn't control it with his mind in such as like we just subconsciously walk. He would have to think about it. He would have to think about the action of walking. But he walked with crutches. He walked with assistance. I think he now walks with like a cane in each hand. But the amazing thing is that he's now starting to walk again spontaneously. He's not having to just rely on the technology, which I don't know that there's ever been evidence that a human brain can recover like that in adulthood. Because we all know about like, oh, children find it easier to learn a language or to learn a new instrument because their brains are still creating new pathways.
Yeah.
But adults, that's just so much harder. It's not impossible because adults can learn new languages and create musical instruments or whatever they do. But it's much harder, much slower. But apparently that also works for like learning to walk again. Like, how crazy.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's incredible what AI and modern medicine can do these days.
Yeah, I'm obviously not as good as our podcast, as evidence.
Obviously, but it's incredible. Like, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, well, maybe even 5 years ago, we were talking about these things, and we were like, these were like things of science fiction, things that we would see on TV, on screen, would never happen. And now, because of these advances, it's we look at not just AI helping in terms of brain implants and moving, but also like 3 people have already been cured from HIV, something that in the 90s and the 80s was a death sentence.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just the way that modern medicine is moving forward with the use of AI, use of stem cells we've talked about recently, use of just new techniques and new technologies is good in the sense that we are helping people to have a good quality of life. But the next biggest thing, which I think a lot of people are talking about, is how long can we live, and extending our sort of age number. So yeah, that's
isn't there sort of a theory that the first person to live to 125 years old has already been born?
Yeah.
That's a thing the magnanimous they say.
It's one of those.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things where for example, Amazon are investing quite heavily into age reduction or age reversal technologies and science in that sense. Which, do we want Jeff Bezos to live forever? Do we want Elon Musk to live forever, or Mark Zuckerberg?
No.
So, and that's the thing.
We can live forever. That's fine. We're good people.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where those technologies that are going to be quite, life extending, etc., will be available to the rich and powerful in the end.
I think it's also about quality of life, though, because if you're like, if I'm 90 and I have no quality of life, why on earth would I want to live to 125?
Yeah,
like, just keeping me alive to eat resources for no reason. I can't give back to society if I've got, if I'm very frail or my mind's gone, like a natural lifespan is fine.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to extend that to 100 and 125, 130 or beyond,
That's the thing, like, it gets to the point where, like, if you can't really take care of yourself and you are, shitting the bed every day, as being rude, if you can't really take care of yourself, what kind of quality of life do you like in your retirement?
Well, it's not about being able to just take care of yourself, because other people can take care of you, still have quality of life. I think it's about like your independence and your autonomy. If you've got no autonomy anymore, that's when it becomes difficult. Also, this is meant to be positive and uplifting. We're meant to finish the show on a positive and uplifting note. AI helped a man walk again.
Yes. And
AI is not just evil.
And that's the good bit. That's the good bit.
And it's like every technology. If you use it right, it can be amazing. If you misuse it and abuse it, it can really cause damage to artists, etc. Yeah. So there you go, chickens. That's your show today.
There we go.
What are you doing in the next 2 weeks? What are you doing in the next 2 weeks?
So on Wednesday, I am flying out to Napoli with Fran. We're going for a week. We're going to be in Italy, so that's going to be exciting. And after that is back to work, and I'm going to Manchester on the 26th, 27th. So that is going to be me. Nothing really much exciting about that. What about yourself?
I mean, anniversary for real on Wednesday. My last day at work on the 18th. New job on the 21st. The baby is due 26th.
Wow.
Like Steve and Rachel's first child is due on the 26th. So we'll see. We'll have to see. And if you're are we going to do the next episode on the 2nd? Is that right? Having a 2-week break?
We're going to have a 2-week break now. Yeah. So no shots fired until the 2nd of September. We're going to have a 2-week break. Sorry, everyone. But once we are back, we're going to be back in September, 2nd of September. And it'll be great. It'll be great. But
we'll have so much to talk about.
So much to talk, as anything can change, from your career to your new family members to my adventures in Italy. A lot can change in those 2 weeks. So do keep in touch on our Instagram page for any updates, anything exciting like that. Thank you very much for everyone supporting. Thanks so much for commenting and listening to us on Spotify. We really appreciate it. And yeah, that's the show today.
It's a wrap.
So yeah.
Cue that music.
Boom. So I have been Eric Adamski.
And I've been Max Sutherland. Wow.
So exciting, eh? Yeah.
This is laterally the most exciting thing I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
I'm never going to let that die.
Thank you very much for listening to our show, Shots Fired.
Our show.
And I hope you have a great Saturday and a weekend. See you very all soon. Bye.
Bye. Very all soon.